What's the stupidest thing you've heard a person say aloud in public?
I don't need to get vaccinated, my dad's a chiropractor. I hope he can massage the fucking measles out of your bones, you nut. She also thought that dinosaur bones were planted there.
A customer at a restaurant, after asking for a vegan menu and staring at it for 10 minutes asking, "Why don't you have any chicken dishes on the menu?" And #X200B, followed up with, "What animal is a ham?"
My mom has brought this up to me a few times over the years. Me, 4 years old, at the grocery store, asked the man in front of us why he was black. He laughed and asked me why I was white. I said I don't know, and he said he didn't either. And that is why racism is dumb. I also asked an old man why he had so much earwax. It was a hearing aid.
I grew up on a cattle farm. A woman about 15 years older than me, I was 16, asked me after you cut off the meat from the cow, how long until it grows back so you can cut more. I wish so badly that she was fucking with me. She was not.
I am a nurse, so I ask a lot about medical history and current meds. Me, what medical problems do you have? Patient, none. Me, do you take any prescription or over-the-counter meds on a daily basis? Patient, yes, my blood pressure pill and Lasix. Me: So you have high blood pressure and heart failure? Patient, no I don't. Me, so what are the medications for? Patient, my blood pressure and heart failure, duh.
I was in a briefing about sexual assault prevention, Air Force Group. The O6 asked us if a female subordinate came to you with allegations of sexual assault or harassment in the workplace, what would you do? A staff sergeant with zero fucks to give raised his hand and when called on said, "Sir, I gotta be honest. I wouldn't believe her." The whole room went silent and we watched the O6 burn a hole through the sky with his eyes. The O6 then said, "That is the worst possible answer you can give me, people."
During a power cut, I lost faith in my entire family. My 8-year-old, "Dad, can I watch TV?" Me, "The power's out." My wife, "But you could use the laptop to watch Netflix until the battery goes." Me, "Darling, the power's out." Wife, "That's why he has to use the laptop." Me, "But we have no internet while the power is out." Wife, "Internet comes over cable, not the power lines." Me, "The modem that brings us internet is plugged into the wall outlet. The powerless wall outlet. Because there's no power. Because the power is out. We have no internet." Wife, "Well, try plugging it into a different wall outlet." That's when I just went upstairs.
Hell yes, bratwurst. Wait, do bratwursts have sausage in them? I'm allergic to sausage.
The moon's distance from the Earth is less than 100 kilometers. When corrected, he just said, "Well, then it's probably 110 kilometers.
I have posted this before, but I went to college in a small town and every Thursday they would have a mobile DMV. When I had to get my license renewed, they were having trouble with the internet. The woman in charge instructed the other woman working there to shake out all the wires because sometimes the information gets clogged up in them.
My friend who is a senior in high school thought senior discounts would apply to him. It led to an incredibly awkward back and forth between a Taco Bell worker.
Shortly after 9/11, my wife and I were in the UK. On the way home, the customs officer at the airport was dead serious. "Officer, are you a US citizen?" Wife, "Yes." "Officer, it says here you were born in New Mexico. So when did you become a US citizen?" Wife, "At birth. New Mexico is in the US." Officer, "No it isn't. It's in Mexico. That's why it has Mexico in the name." During WI history class, a girl actually thought the front line was a piece of rope held by the troops.
Not me, but my dad has heard. I set out all these bird feeders and bird baths, but not one bird comes to my yard. I bet it is all those pesticides that crop duster is laying down in the field. Local school board member. as they were standing in her 5-acre yard with 20 or more cats running around.
Traveling back from Berlin to the UK, I was sat next to a couple whose conversation had me wondering if I was being secretly recorded. Woman to her husband, I wish we had managed to get to the beach in the seaside in Berlin, it looks so lovely from up here. Do you think we'll go over the channel on the way home? I'd prefer to go around and travel overland all the way. Is this Snowdon we're going over now? We're descending into Manchester. I think this is the same cloud we went through on our way out.
Co-worker at my old job while we were setting up for Black Friday. It's pretty crazy that Black Friday actually falls on a Friday this year, during my stint in hospitality. Is that the ocean? I wanted ocean view, it looks like a lake. Nope, that is the Pacific Ocean, but hey, take a big drink if you're not sure. Guest called down at midnight annoyed as hell, demanded we turn off the foghorn. Well, she found it nice for ambience during dinner. Now at 2 a.m. it's annoying. Sure, we can. Just don't mind the giant tanker that may or may not crash into your room. Can you hold the sunset tonight? I need good pictures for my Facebook. Sure? I thought she was kidding. Nope, dead serious.
Does an egg get boiled before or after it comes out of the chicken?
In retaliation for 9/11 we should bomb the Taj Mahal. Birds are mammals, right? No, they're birds, I know, but they're still mammals, right?
I was in line at a KFC when the guy in front of me asked, how many pieces of chicken are in a 15-piece bucket?
Teenager 1, we have an exchange student in our class from Brazil. Teenager 2, where's Brazil? Teenager 1, I don't know, I think it's a small country in Africa somewhere. She speaks Portuguese. Teenager 2, why? Teenager 1, I don't know, I think they just like it.
I'm vegan but I still eat chicken and turkey. So can I get the Cuban, a sandwich with pulled pork and ham, made with turkey instead of the ham? Me, sure, so do you want me to take the pulled pork off? Or make it with double turkey? No, leave that on. Me, visible confusion, okay? He comes back later with his lady all mad saying he wants a new sandwich because he didn't know pulled pork was from pig and he doesn't eat pig because he's vegan. I also forgot to mention the sandwich comes with cheese. He didn't complain about that part.
Was leaving the theater after having watched Fellowship of the Ring, overheard a guy tell his friend, I don't get it, how come it ended just like that? And the friend replied, Tolkien wrote the third already but he's still working on the second.
Saw Avatar in the theater, and as everyone was walking out, a random lady we passed said, out loud, and very seriously, I wish real life was in 3D. And #X200B, never have I laughed so hard inside. Phones don't run on electricity, they run on batteries. Said in that condescending this is so obvious voice, green salmonellas. When her salad was served with parsley as decoration, Earth is flat because if it would be round, then it would bounce.
Went on a date and was trying to get to know this girl. Me, what kind of food is your favorite? Girl, I really like Australian food. Me, haha, yeah, like throw another shrimp on the barbie, haha. Girl, no, like real Australian food like they have at the Outback. Girl genuinely thought the restaurant the Outback Steakhouse was Australian food.
Since when has anyone died from getting stabbed?
Chickens are not animals, they shit eggs. Said a friend who was trying to explain how she can eat poultry and be vegan at the same time. Edit for the people who want to give her the benefit of the doubt. This woman is 24 years old today and I've known her for 10 years. We went to high school together. I once had to convince this woman that she is in fact 22, not 21. She thought she was 21 and it took me and a team of 4 other people and her ID to prove to her mathematically that she is 22 years of age.
Pigs don't have blood. My coworker trying to explain his belief that pigs don't have a heart, blood, or veins, which is why they're white meat.
Ivory comes from elephants, ebony comes from rhinoceroses. Me, ebony is a type of wood. God, you're a dumbass. Me. Edit, just so there is no confusion, not my S.O.
When I worked in Congress, I frequently gave tours of the Capitol. As I was wrapping up the tour, one of the constituents asked me to explain the difference between the Capitol and the White House. Okay, sure. Not everyone is knowledgeable about American government. I gave them a quick explanation and figured it would be sufficient. Nope, I was clearly mistaken. I then proceeded to listen to this person loudly proclaim that I was incorrect and that the White House is the same thing as the Capitol. Bruh?
Where are your extra medium dog sweaters?
To grandmas talking in France. Well, there is definitely more wind ever since the fall of the Berlin Wall. They were dead serious. I heard that as a kid and I still laugh at it.
There is a starlet in my country who's famous, I don't know, for being famous I guess. Here are some of Besthoff's, translated. I would bulldoze down Church of Street Donut, built in 9th century, and build an older one. Greetings to my parents, especially mom and dad. I'd love to have more self-confidence in other people, I am always included in mobbing. I have 5 mobile phones. She never ceases to amaze. For all those asking for a name, a Redditor in the comments below mentions it.
Maybe haven't heard, but the first time I purchased a coffee at a Starbucks, the barista asked me if I wanted it hot or cold. I said, "What's the difference?" She looked at me and just said, "Hot or cold." Edit, Silver. Thank you so much, stranger. Woo.
On the bus full of high school students, she's half Asian, half Chinese. I heard 2 girls talking about baking when one said she wanted to try baking a bread at home but she didn't know how to make the crust of the bread. She also said she was thinking about baking the crust only because she liked it more than the rest of the bread. She truly thought that the crust was made separately.
Breastfeeding is unnatural. Girl in my year 11 health class, heard on a crowded bus. She's half white, half black and half Chinese. I swear I could almost hear everyone within earshot collectively facepalm.
I got 400 days absence in a year but still passed. High school friend dropped this when we were measuring dicks on how we got away with things. Edit. We were in the metro and some white collars around us woke up from their autopilot mode and noticeably laughed. Edit 2. He made it clear it was days, not hours.
I've probably heard worse at some point, but I remember sitting in a Starbucks on campus and this girl was telling this guy about her trip to Italy, and at one point the guy goes, "So where do you want to go next?" And she says, "I've never been to Europe before, so hopefully that." Lol.
An uppity woman to a server in a restaurant, "Do you know who I am?" Question mark. Do people realize how ridiculous they seem when they try to throw their weight around like that?
Girl, do fish sleep? Me, of course they do. Her, yeah, they sleep in Finding Nemo, so they must do. Me, that's a cartoon. Her, defensively, yeah, but it's based on a true story.
Question. A recent poll shows that 1/5 of Americans can't locate the US on a world map. Why do you think this is? Answer. I personally believe that US Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education like such as in South Africa and the Iraq everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should our education over here, and the US should help the US and should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries so we are able to build up our future.
Told an American couple, "I'm from South Africa." "Oh, what part of England is that? You don't eat bacon because you're an atheist, right?" Edit. BTW, I never said or implied that I didn't eat bacon, and he just said it out of the blue with no conversation prior to that. Yo. Harry Potter isn't a book. It as a movie.
Does myself count? I was shopping with my spouse after our child was born. We were in the baby aisle. She picked up a bottle of baby oil, which prompted me to ask aloud, "Wait, baby oil is actually for babies?" A woman who had been walking into the aisle laughed audibly and immediately walked away.
In college I wrote a paper on one-use plastic water bottles. In the paper I suggested banning them. One girl in the class was like, "Well, Where the hell are we going to get water from? The lake outside? Lmao. Everyone laughed at me like I was the stupid one.
While driving around Mexico City. Person 1, wow, Mexico City is huge. Me, yeah, I think it's one of the biggest cities in the world. American girl, nah. Texas is.
My friend has said two of the stupidest things I've ever heard. We were discussing climate change solutions in class and she says, "Can't we fill a hot air balloon with all the carbon dioxide and send it into space?" And regarding deforestation, why don't we just clone fully grown trees?
Standing at the foot of the Jesus statue in Rio de Janeiro, I heard an American ask his tourist guide, "Are these mountains natural or man-made?"
Late to the party, but this one stands out to me. At the DMV, girl sitting behind me talking to another lady. Yeah, her 12-month-old has to be at least. I'd say at least a year old now.
My former GF, who is a fucking mathematician. Argentina is in Europe. When I asked her why did she think that, her justification was that Messi plays for Barcelona and Spain is in Europe. Another former GF was constantly afraid Italians and or Germans might invade Greece anytime like they did in the past, and took me years to persuade her to visit Italy with me, where she at last understood Italians are like us and friendly as hell. She hadn't left Greece ever before. The complete and utter lack of any geopolitical knowledge of people baffles me. I have more examples like these from more people, and I blame the education system for not making history and geography fun for the kids.
A bit late to the party, but I heard a woman explain to another woman how planes don't actually fly from America to Europe, they just hang in the sky motionless while the Earth moves below them, until Europe appears and then they land. Edit. Wow, this blew up. Also, thanks for the silver and gold. I was visiting Stanford when my friend and I saw a student and her friend walk up to an autonomous security robot and shout, "Oh my God. How did they fit someone in there?"
I don't understand why I need to be on time for work.
Thank you for watching. We publish amazing Reddit stories every day. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to keep the dog smiling.